Welcome to Mrs. L's Math World. Today we are going to talk about chain rule level 1, the basics. So let's see how it works. So it's actually used for composite function. For composite function, it means there is a function but we cannot use basic rule to do so. Normally, okay. So, it will use the basic rule to help us to handle the function in 2 steps. So one of the steps is we make it we handle the things inside first. Okay, it will split into 2 parts. The first part is inside 2x plus 3 raised plus 3 here, and then after that we split it into the outside. In conclusion, we get the function to be f of g of x. So g of x is 2x plus 3 and then to the power 10. But it is very difficult to discuss with x and x at the same time, as the variable is dummy. So dummy means we can change is to be u instead. Okay. So to conclude, we will use let u to be g of x, and then we do the differentiation. We will differentiate it with respect to u first. That means we use this part to do differentiation, and then after that we use this function to differentiate. It means the u is repeated. dy with respect to du first, and then du differentiate with respect to x. Alright, so here it is a formula. Step 1, differentiate this part, and also step 2. Okay, so the first part should be this one, should be these two reverse. Okay, right. So let's see how we work in example. So in example 4.7a, so you can see that there is a y, the function y, and then we the polynomial inside 4 minus 7x plus 2x to the power 3, and then the whole thing to the power 6. Inside the u means 4 minus 7x plus 2x to the power 3 inside, and we also have outside. The outside becomes u to the power 6. Okay. So we can differentiate the 2 parts. So du with respect to dx, this is actually part 2. Differentiate here. So I put it in the same column so it is easier to read. So similarly, we also differentiate y with respect to u. So after that, we use the chain rule here to differentiate. Okay. Now don't forget the u will be repeated. And then substitute carefully. First part, 6 times u to the power 5. Second part, minus 7 plus 6x. So as a result, this one we need to substitute it back because the question asks you to answer in x. Okay, in x only. So So just substitute and then you can get the answer. Now remember, number goes first. And then these things in the middle. Now it goes to part B. So part B, this time the U is obviously all the things inside, okay? All the things inside. It's a U to the power 2014. So Y is equal to U to the power 2014. And then, same as before, we differentiated it. So after that, after we differentiate it one by one, then we use the chain rule to put them together. Okay, again, the bigger parts first, bigger. And then the smaller one in bracket. Don't forget to simplify the numbers. Let's go first because this one don't have a bracket to be a factor, and then finally the whole thing to the power 2000 and also be 13. Okay. So we always have the concept of chain rule in this way. When we differentiated it, we split it into first the upper part, and secondly the inner part. Okay, so these are the basics of the chain rule. Alright, so let's move on to the next example.